Hey, what's going on, comic book community? And I want to welcome you back to another comic book haul video. Now, I know that it's been a hot minute, and really, I'm here to just celebrate my 1 year anniversary of making haul videos. It'll be almost a year and a couple days since I've uploaded my first comic book video. And since the last video, this is everything that I've collected since then. But this isn't really everything, but we'll get back to that in a minute. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's ever watched and left a comment and subscribed over this past year. Sometimes life does get in the way and other things tend to take priority, but I just want to say thank you guys for all the support, and let's just get into it. So since the last video, I've actually visited a couple of new stores because my job has been literally taking me all over the metroplex in my area. So I've been kind of discovering new places as we go along. And this is mostly going to consist of LCS's, used bookstores, and a couple of antique shops. So let's just get right into it. Now, starting up, I just want to say that as of late, most people have just been hyping up Tmnt in both a good and a bad way. And that most cases, they tend to ask for prices where people are asking more than what it's actually worth. But at the same time, people are trying to make a little collection out of it. So I just want to start off with the Archie series of TMNTs. First up is the TMNT and the Mighty Mutant Animals #1. What's funny is that a story about this is that I had went to an LCS where I picked these up, and they just had a nice little collection of them all for $1. But yet I went to another LCS that's kind of like the same chain, but it's just managed differently, and that other store we'll get to in a little bit kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But let's continue on. TMNT Adventures #13, #14, #16, #19, the first appearance of the Mutant Animals, #20, #23, #28, the first appearance of Ninjara, #32, and this one's kind of a low printed run, but it is a nice cover too, #50. Next up, Tom King Batman. I'm not really a fan, as it's well documented, of Tom King's run on Batman, but a key issue is a key issue. #77. It's almost the Halloween season. House of Misery. I've been trying to get into Cobra Kai and start from the beginning. So what it's based on, the Karate Kid #7. #8. Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane #90, Silver Age. Just Batman filler #432, and Detective 756. Now I managed to pick all these books up here for $1 right here. And then next up, it's going to be the other store that I visited, the other chain. Now, one thing that rubbed me the wrong way is that I've only ever been to the store 3 times. The first time, it kind of goes into one of my pet peeves, and I know a lot of collectors too, where nothing is ever priced when you take it up to the counter. They will always want to charge you premium prices, and that was the first time that I ever went to this shop. But the second time was kind of like a spare moment, and we went in and we actually had a good experience that time. and we literally just took a stack of books and they just shot us a price and we were out the door. Last time we only spent like $25 on about 20 books. And then one thing that got me is that like I went over to the shop again last week or a couple of weeks ago, excuse me, for a birthday trip up there. And this time, like, it was not really of a good experience. I did kind of mention how that was not all of the stack, but it is kind of a plus and minus when it comes down to it. So when I went in there, they basically nothing was priced, and then this now, since the last time that they just shot us a price, like let's get it done, get you out the door. This time they want to take their sweet time and just like the guy at the counter was searching both eBay, My Comic Shop, and Amazon, just trying to find the upper, premium prices that they can get away with, and that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and that did play into that little mini stack of run of TMNTs that I found, but I'll get into it a little bit more. So this one, Detective Number 666, that was kind of like a birthday cover for me, and so does this one, The Man Thing Number 6, and another copy of Firestorm the Nuclear Man Number 28, the first appearance of Slipknot. Now this one was actually the better of the two that I found, and it's just Aquaman number 1 from the New 52. That one was in the better condition, and I managed to pick that one up for $1 along with these other ones, but I'll get to that in a little bit more. Some TMNT parody, The Killer Synthetic Toads, and it's a double comic in one. It's Sting number 1. Yeah. More Batman and Robin adventures. That was a newsstand from the 90s, which I've been telling people that these are actually getting harder to find. Batman Adventures number 29, Ra's al Ghul on the cover. Batman Death Mask. It's kind of, this was before manga blew up, when most of the comic people are trying to go after manga, and DC kind of beat Marvel to the punch with that. But Marvel started producing anime with Wolverine before, but comic wise, DC kind of got him to the punch. Justice League of America number 1. Now I just picked this one up for the controversial cover according to the Geek Collector app and the Mississippi flag. Well, this has kind of gone down in value as of late. Bloodshot number 6. Now, most people would recognize kind of like the cover as an homage. If people watch the ending of Batman v Superman, they would kind of get the glimpse of this. Justice League Unlimited number 31. Now, if you paid attention to the ending of that movie, you would recognize what this cover is. Next up is Deadpool Team Up number 883. It's kind of like a parody issue where Deadpool is kind of a herald of Galactus in this issue. Next up, Sabrina number 5. Now, I just like the cover because I'm like, when it comes to the new Sabrina, like anything Greg Berlanti touches as of late hasn't really been my cup of tea, which kind of tells you why I don't watch most of the CW superhero shows anymore. Amazing Man number 12, kind of like the Dark Knight Returns on the cover right there. Ecto Kid number 1, whatever Clive Barker's doing nowadays, horror-wise. I managed to pick up, find these two issues right here of Batman number 614, Punchline, and 642 with Killer Croc on the cover. Now, what I was saying earlier with this shop and how it plays into the TMNT books is that these books literally were not priced, but he wanted to charge me over $10 to $15 an issue, and my original total of it, of all the books, came out to over $275, and I was like, wait, what? Where's the discrepancy here between what I paid or what I was intending to pay from last time, where everything was only $1, to over almost $300? I'm like, dude, like, what's up? Oh, well, I kind of had to check the premium price on these, and I marked them to $10, and which I think is fair, which is where most of this total comes from. And there was only around 7 issues of TMNT, but it came out to almost $300. I'm like, nah, man, like, I'm not really down with that. You can just go ahead and take that off and give me all these. And then the guy kind of had like an attitude about it, like, dude, I just spent all this time pricing these for you, and you don't even get them. I'm not obligated to buy them in the first place. Well, for one, I feel like I'm getting overcharged here, and two, most importantly, they were never even priced to begin with. So that kind of like left a bad taste in my mouth. So continuing on, like earlier today, we had just went to an antique mall, and I managed to, like, the story with this one is that I passed by this antique mall a couple of times on the road for work, and I've never actually been inside here. And like the booth at the very back is literally like its own comic shop. They had like anything you can actually, like, from golden age all the way to modern, and everything was like fairly priced. But I'm like, damn, there's just way too much to actually go through here, and everything was actually priced pretty decently, but most of the stuff was a little bit out of my budget. And I had gone to an antique mall earlier in the week, and it kind of played into people are just asking a pretty penny for Archie TMNTs, but I did manage to find these for a decent price. TMNT Adventures number 30. I only managed to pay $6 for this one. And another copy of TMNT number 28, the first appearance of Ninjara, and this one is actually in immaculate condition. And this one is one that I don't really run into too often. Any of the TMNT specials, like, you guys already know that I managed to swipe up the final issue of the specials, with April O'Neil being a Ninja Turtle. Not for these next couple. This is something that I managed to pick up at a sale for 50 cents each, and it's kind of like the niche. Detective number 674, a DC Universe logo. Batman 677, DC Universe logo. Superman number 516, DC Universe logo. Batman number 678, DC Universe logo. Now these are the double DCU logos, which are actually a little bit harder to find. Flash number 115, DC Universe logo. And Flash number 88, DC Universe logo. And what's funny is that I actually picked these up at a used bookstore, and they were double priced. I mean, like, they came in a little bundle for only $5. And considering everything's spot right now, it's actually kind of hot. Number 120, the first appearance of Nyx, and then number 122 when she fully becomes Nyx. Now, this is going to be like a little bit Venom related. Like, if I can't afford number 300, I might as well go with the animated series. Spider-Man Adventures number 10, and this one is a newsstand, which is actually even harder to find, considering it's the 90s. And going back to how that's not really my entire stack, I did manage to find a mini stack of about this much of the Sony Venom promos, and they were basically just about to throw them out, and I said, I'll give you $4 for the entire stack. And I just managed to bag and board one of them, but I put the rest of them away in a little short box. Now apparently this one is kind of hard to find. Volume 1 of the Street Sharks number 1. Apparently the newsstand, which this is harder to find than the direct edition. Now for these last two books. Like this one, I actually didn't know what was going on with it until I realized that this book was now going for over $100 on eBay. And like whatever is going on, like I'm not really too privy on most Marvel and DC movies and TV shows going on, but whatever's happening is happening. I managed to pick this one up for $10. The Terry Dodson Daredevil 111 Lady Bullseye. I paid $5 for this, but I don't know what was going on where somebody tried to scratch off the barcodes and I guess the price underneath. And as of right now, like it's not in my budget to collect the first printing, but I managed to pick this one up at the antique mall earlier, and it just happens to be the second print, which like going and checking in the case, because that's where they put all their Star Wars issues. They did have some like major keys in there, but they were a little bit overpriced for me. But I was happy to just find Star Wars #1, the second printing. It's not in the best condition, but as of right now, I'd rather take a cheap copy of the second printing than shell out premium prices for a first print. So I just, like, once again, I just want to tell everybody thank you for the support, and hopefully we can keep doing this for a while. And I just really appreciate everybody who stuck with me. And if you liked what you see here, just hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. Tell me if you liked anything that you saw here. I just want to say thank you again and take care.